Well, guys, we are about to ride the 2021 Indian Vintage Dark Horse, formerly the Chief. I'll be honest, when I first got my Chieftain, when I went to the dealership, I thought I'd probably be buying a Springfield. And I looked at the Chief. I really liked the handlebars on the Chief, well, the Vintage. Feel very comfortable. But I didn't like the design aesthetic, to be honest. It's a little old school for me. I'm not crazy about the big nacelle here, you know, the plastic. We're gonna start off in tour mode, see how it is. Ooh, the Chief has a big brake pedal, which you cannot get on the Challenger. I really dig that. So I'll put the Vintage's stats up on the screen. It's got the Thunderstroke 111, 119 foot-pounds of torque. Let's hear it. Yeah, that's what I recall. The other thing I really liked about the Chief, or the Vintage, sorry, I'll probably call it Chief the rest of the day, is the seat. It's got the old school seat. Look at this. If I can get the kickstand down. See that seat? This is different than what's on the Chieftain. The Chieftain has the Rogue seat. This seems like it's more of a kind of cup your butt seat. I dig it. Floorboards on this feel a little high like they did on the Super Chief. Maybe that's a Chief thing. I don't know. Not like this on the Challenger or on my Chieftain. And I'm leaning a little bit forward, but 1,000 times more comfortable than those ape hangers. And again, like the Springfield, it's got your instrument cluster here on the tank. Not my preferred situation. I'd rather be able to see it without taking my eyes off the road. This feels different than the Springfield. I mean, you might think it's the same exact bike. I think the Vintage might be a little longer, just a touch. Oh, I love that brake pedal. That is nice. They really need to make that for the Challenger. I would love to replace the peg with the pedal. Big fat touring bike, you need to have a pedal. Yeah, just like the Super Chief, this Vintage, the floorboards are really high. My knees are just about above the tank, which, you know, I'm short. I have short little legs. That shows you how high up these floorboards are. I'm not sure why they do that. It's a little awkward. Feels weird. So we're in tour mode. We'll pop it in standard in a minute, and then sport mode, see how it goes. As I've said previous videos, on my Chieftain, also Thunderstroke 111, I kept it in tour mode most of the time. Preferred it. You know, it's really interesting to me, guys. So this is the Vintage, not the Springfield. They have the same engine, but they feel totally different. Totally different. And I'm not talking about the power. I think in the Springfield it had a 116. This has a 111. Oh, yeah, 111. It's just the way the bike moves, the way you feel the power moving through the bike. Suspension feels different. I don't know if this is... I can't tell you why, but it doesn't feel like you're riding the same exact bike with just different cosmetics. It feels like a different bike. It's really interesting to me. Definitely feel heat on my right leg. It's got rear cylinder deactivation. It's on. I don't feel any lumpiness like I do on my Challenger to tell me it's doing anything. Maybe a little bit. But again, you know, when I was looking to move into touring bikes, I expected to go to the dealership and get a Springfield because I really was not looking for a big fairing or ride command or any of that. Just wanted something that was, had cruise control, bigger, more comfortable. I could do some customization to make sure I had a really upright seating position. And the opportunity to put a windshield on it was really all I needed. When it came to the Springfield versus the Chief, I mean, if you're going to get a big bike, you might as well get saddlebags on your bike. And the Chief doesn't have them. It's got these leather bags you can see back there, but I mean, those are tiny. I'm not really into the whole tassels and all that jazz. Man, the seat on this bike is so comfortable. Oh, it's a real joy. I'm telling you that right now, man. It's so comfortable. Feels like I'm sitting on a pillow. Wonderful. Let's pop it in standard mode. Go. Yeah, I mean, this is a really comfortable motorcycle. Wow, I'm impressed. I mean, the Springfield was very comfortable too, but the seat on this is just to die for. Oh my god, that was the other thing. When I was looking at the Springfield, I wanted the Chief seat, and I think for some reason I think that was not possible. I don't remember. But I ended up on a Chieftain. Don't regret it. That was a great bike, notwithstanding all my foolishness. This bike is so nimble. I mean, deceptively nimble given the size of it. The vintage has it's not an imposing appearance. I don't mean it that way. It just looks like a big bike. I think because it's just got more facade to it. Clutches felt just like my Chieftain. Not super easy, not a feather, but not hard. Maybe in stop and go traffic, yeah, I could see your hand getting a little tired. That happened on the Chieftain from time to time. The actual shift peg is, clicks right into place, no issues. Now we're in sport. Sport is a little herky-jerky. That seems to be a thing with Indian. I don't know why. It's great on the Challenger at regular speeds. On the Challenger, sport mode is a little tough if you're doing low-speed maneuvering. And I don't know if it's really the throttle as much as it might be from the idle of the bike. The idle kind of jumps a bit. This bike's got some pop. That's for sure. I wish the people in front of me did. Guys, this seat is so comfortable. I mean, it could be deceptive. I thought the Chieftain seat was super awesome when I first got the bike too. So who knows? Maybe after a couple hours, I would have a different opinion of this seat. But based on a test ride, it's like sitting in a comfortable bar stool. Good width, good lateral support. You got that lip around the edge that keeps you from sliding out of the back of the seat. Really nice. Suspension feels good. It doesn't feel like you feel every bump in the road. I've not hit a real big bump to see if I had to get bounced out of the seat. I did not think to see what kind of suspension this motorcycle has. It might be the same thing as the Chieftain. Could be that air cushion rear suspension. The Thunderstroke 111 is just a pleasure. You know, one thing to keep in mind for all these Thunderstrokes, as I understand it, you can take the 116 up to a stage 2. You can take the 111 to stage 3. My understanding is the 111 stage 3 gives you more power than the 116 stage 2. So, you know, think about all that. Test ride both engines, no matter what Indian you want to get, whether it's a Chieftain, a Springfield, vintage, whatever you're looking at. Definitely ride both engines. Try and get a sense of which works best for you, because look, upgrading an engine to a stage 3 is a heck of a lot more expensive than, you know, upgrading a 116 to a stage 2. But if you don't get the power you're looking for there, that's something to keep in mind. Really nice motorcycle. Really, really nice motorcycle. And, you know, when I talk about, you know, when I moved into the Chieftain, I was intending to look at the Springfield. I never even rode it. I was so blown away by the Chieftain. I was like, let's go. Didn't want a fairing, but I'll take it. But I really love riding a motorcycle with nothing in front of me. To be honest, it's a great feeling. You can always get a windshield if you need it. And you get the right luggage, you can, you know, take that windshield off mid-trip, put it back on. I really like having a brake pedal. I can't tell you. It's so much nicer. Definitely feel that wind, but it's a lot easier to ride a bike with regular handlebars than ape hangers without a windshield. Well, I'm a fan of the vintage. Feels great. I could cruise on this puppy all day long. Handles well, very nimble, very easy in the corners. I didn't get a lot of opportunity on this test ride to really lean it. You know, I wouldn't be scraping floorboards regardless, but, you know, I would have liked to have a chance to ride a little more aggressively on this bike, see how it feels. I really enjoy it. I don't know if you can put risers on these handlebars, bring them back a bit. It looks like this would make it kind of tough. Not sure about that. I'd need some more pullback for sure. But it's real nice. Just a very simple motorcycle, you know? Very simple. I'm telling you guys, I just love the Thunderstroke. It's such a great engine. It feels so nice. If any of these bikes with the Thunderstroke are what does it for you, don't hesitate. Don't tell yourself, oh, I need liquid cooling. No, you don't. I mean, I've been on this bike for 20 minutes, and, you know, you felt a little heat when you stopped, but big whoop. It's 90 degrees outside. You're going to feel heat one way or the other. All right. That was the Indian Vintage Dark Horse 2021. Great motorcycle.